Hi, my name is Gina Lewis, and I'm going to be sharing with you my energy presentation. I will be discussing what is solar energy and wind energy, how is solar energy and wind energy similar and how are they different, are they renewable or non-renewable sources, and lastly, how are these energy sources used in society? Starting with what is solar energy? Solar energy is the most abundant energy resource on Earth. Solar energy is energy that is provided by the sun via solar radiation. It can be captured and used in several ways. It is a renewable energy source, and solar energy comes from the sun, and different technologies are used, like solar panels. The tilt of the Earth and the corresponding different spreading of solar radiation produces the yearly cycle of the 4 seasons. Solar energy is the ultimate source responsible for all our weather systems on Earth. Each particle of sunlight, called a photon, that reaches Earth contains energy that fuels our planet. Enough solar energy hits the surface of our planet each hour to theoretically fill our global energy needs for nearly an entire year. Where does solar energy come from? Our sun, like any star in the galaxy, is like a massive nuclear reactor. Deep in the sun's core, nuclear fusion reactions produce massive amounts of energy that radiates outward from the sun's surface and into space in the form of light and heat. There are two main ways to use energy from the sun, and they are photovoltaics and solar thermal capture. The two main ways to use energy from the sun and how are they used in society. The first way, photovoltaic. It's a common way for property owners to take advantage of solar energy. Solar panels that convert sunlight into electricity that can be used immediately, stored in a solar battery, or sent to an electric grid for credit on the electric bill. Solar energy can be captured at many scales using photovoltaics. Installing solar panels is a smart way to save money while reducing dependence on non-renewable fossil fuels. The second way is solar thermal capture. There are three general types of solar thermal capture. There's low temperature, which is used for heating and cooling, mid temperature, used for heating water, and high temperature, which is used for electrical power generation. First, low temperature is an example of passive solar building design. Sun rays allowed into living room for heat and blocked when it needs to be cooled. Mid-temperature example is solar hot air heating systems. Heat is collected through the rooftop and transferred through pipes, so no traditional water heating methods are needed. And lastly, high-temperature examples in a solar thermal electricity plant, which is heated fluid which was heated in tubes by the sun rays on mirrors, which turns water into steam and turns turbines to produce electricity. This is called concentrated solar power. Next, what is wind energy? Wind energy is the process of airflow through wind turbines to automatically generate power. Wind, a clean, free, readily available, renewable energy source, is each day around the world, wind turbines are capturing the wind's power and converting it to electricity. And wind power generation plays an increasing role in the way we power our world in a clean, sustainable manner. Giant wind turbines capture wind energy, which is now a familiar sight around the country and offshore. Wind energy cannot be turned off and on at will, which means it usually supplements other means of power production. Wind turbines allows us to harness the power of wind and turn it into energy. When the wind blows the turbines, it turns clockwise, capturing energy. The main shaft of the turbine is triggered, which is then connected to a gearbox that spins. The gearbox sends wind energy to the generator, which is then converting it into electricity. Here is a picture of the wind turbine as a diagram. What are the advantages of wind power, and how is wind power used in society? Wind power is cost-effective in most regions. Wind power is a domestic source of energy, harnessing a limitless local resource. Wind turbine operation does not directly emit any CO2 or greenhouse gases, helping countries meet their emission reduction targets and combating climate change. Wind energy is plentiful, readily available, and is capturing its power does not deplete our valuable natural resources. Along with wind turbines to generate electricity in our everyday lives, there are also other ways that wind energy affects us. Think about the sails on a boat. The wind power helps move it. Also, windmills act as powered water pumps, wind-powered mechanical vehicles, as well as wind sports. How is solar energy and wind energy similar, and how are they different? The similarities are both are a source of renewable energy, both are a limitless and sustainable source, both cut down on excess pollution and have minimal operational costs. Wind, which is caused by unequal warming of Earth's surface, gets its energy from the sun, and both solar and wind energy generators utilize a battery in which they store gathered energy. The differences are wind generators use wind to generate electricity, where solar energy is energy that is generated by the sun. Cost of installation. Solar panels cost more than wind power installations, but there are upkeep requirements for wind power generators, which is not there for solar panels. Solar energy can be unreliable when sky is cloudy, and wind power is more reliable as weather has not part to play in wind generation. Solar panel is noise-free, where wind generators bring noise pollution and are a threat to birds. And thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed.